Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Coach Anthony coming to you. Um, y'all know I'm into like 50 million different things, right? So take this time out while I'm off today. Just had an interesting conversation with a parent. Um, and automatically, what happens a lot of time with parents when they speak to me, it's automatically they want me to go and they think I'm gonna go right into coach mode, right? But we got to also remember not only am I a coach, a parent, a recruiter, I'm all those different things wrapped into one, right? Mentor, instructor, facilitator. Me personally, I prefer the term facilitator, right? I facilitate stuff. So, y'all know I've done a lot of different things with recruiting and stuff, and I've kind of went more into the background of things in regards to like professional development, not only for everyday working adults, but also for student athletes, to be able to show student athletes that yes, while your sport is what you are, you want to go to school to do, and you're hopefully maybe wanting to go to the next level in the professionals, right? But suppose you don't make it. Suppose you get hurt. Suppose you're a current student athlete in high school and you're already nursing an injury, right? And you put your blood, sweat, and tears on the line every day for years, not just your high school years, but to be able to get into a private school or something like that, and to be able to excel when you get to high school. Once you start getting the offers rolling in and colleges are looking at you and they are actively recruiting you, and you know that they're actively recruiting you, right? When is the time to shut down? And when I say shut down, I don't mean just like stop playing or whatever, but when is the time to realize that you've done enough to get where you need to go? Well, let me tell you how that works. The coach in me says you play until the wheels fall off, right? I mean, in a matter of speaking, it's not a not caring factor, right? But I want my best athletes on the field. Go out there. It's not selfish to do what you have to do what your student athlete has to do. And I think a lot of parents, I need y'all to hear this message, because once your student athlete is already nursing an injury and they already going out there and they're doing everything that they have to do, their stats are looking good. Everything's looking good already. Let's say they're down by a particular amount. I mean, let's just say the coach should be thinking, all right, look, I don't want to endanger the student athlete any further than I have to, right? Go on, pull them out. It's and especially if you have a couple games left in your season, right? It then becomes more of a factor of do you really care? Does the coach or whoever really care about the student athlete, or is the coach only concerned about their wins and losses? It's kind of a tough deal, right? Because as a parent, you shouldn't want your child to have those lingering injuries, right? If they're already kind of hurt and already playing through it, great, kudos. Your child has already shown the mental fortitude to deal with adversity, right? That's a plus. But we want them to be able to stick around for the next game and the next game and the next game. And then we want them to be ready to go to college next year, or if they're a senior, we want them to be ready to go to college the next year and be ready to flourish there, right? So I say that to say this. We have to care about those injuries. Those are the other parts of the game plans that a lot of times folks don't realize. Yes, it's great to watch them flourish on the field, on the court, swimming pool, wherever they are, golf course, tennis court, wherever they are. But if they have a nagging injury or something like that, and once they've done all that they can do for that day, it's just like what they do in the major leagues when they have a pitch count for pitchers and they start to pull them out. I know back in the day they didn't do a lot of those things, right? But we have to be more cognizant of injuries now. Players are bigger, faster, stronger. There are a lot of factors. So we have to start caring about those things. So, but also on the flip side of that, when you have student athletes who aren't, they may not be going to the next level, right? We got to start continuing to push their academics, continuing to get them ready. Should I say not just the ones who aren't, But even those who are, right, we got to continue to, part of that recruiting package is not just their athletic ability. They have to know how to talk to coaches. They got to know how to use text messages. They got to know how to use social media wisely. They should know how to write, right? Just all these additional things. Yes, they should be getting them in school, but this is sort of kind of what I do now. I facilitate those processes and, sort of kind of teach a different way of